audio, there's an audio, a video part, and a discussion part. If you click down on the little parts that are green, you can turn off your audio, or you can click down on the video and you can turn off your video. So it looks like a few of you have your audio and your video on right now. That's totally okay. I just want to let you guys know, just in case you don't want to be everyone else to be able to see what you're doing right now. And you can also exit and get back in, and it should turn it off for you. So there is that option as well. And so, okay, let's jump in. Are you excited?
Okay, I'm excited.
Perfect. Okay. So we are teaching a class. So we were talking last week, and we decided to have a webinar on 5 ways to get people to jump on your offer. And we did the webinar, and it was a success. And there was actually so many people that wanted to jump on that we didn't have enough room to fit everyone. And so we were like, okay, we'll do another night where more people can join on and actually get their questions asked live. And so this is one that's really special to us because we struggled with this for a long time. And we have mentors that are actually really good at this, but it didn't matter. We were still struggling with it. There were still some pieces that we were missing. And so we just put together 5 ways to help people jump on our offer that really helped us, and we're hoping it can really help you guys too. And so, cool?
Cool. Okay, so for some of you that are on that aren't too familiar with us and what we do, let's just go ahead and share a little bit about who we are so we can get to know each other. So just a little bit about us. Elisa and I are the owners of Embrace Your Life, which is a mentoring and training company. And, we specialize in business mentoring, personal mentoring, and it's actually a very successful company. We're actually doing pretty good. And a lot of that has to do with some of the stuff that we're going to be sharing with you today, which is getting people to just totally jump on your offers. And, knowing how to do this has totally helped us with, our vacations. Haven't we taken some of the coolest vacations?
We've gone on some pretty cool vacations in the last year.
And, just all the experiences, the doors that has opened up for us to actually work with the people has just been incredible. So just make sure you have a pen with a piece of paper so you can take notes, because let's just say you're going to want to take some notes.
Or you can do my favorite, which is if you're on a cell phone, you can actually just screenshot everything super important to you, and then that way you don't have to write anything down, because I can't write as fast as some people talk. So I'm just going to do a disclaimer right now. I am super crazy, talk really fast, just get really excited about the information, and Omar's just really dig deep, and so we have 2 totally different presenting styles, and so we're going to present it together, so hopefully that can kind of match everybody that's on, because we love to be ourselves and be unique, but also to be able to share that gift with other people and be able to share it with each other. So just kind of disclaimer before we jump in, just so you guys know what you're getting into. And so let's kind of start at the beginning. So there's 3 things that everybody needs in order to reach financial prosperity, especially if you're in sales. And so to be in sales for any company, you're going to need these 3 things. So you have to be able to help your clients get results. If you have clients that aren't getting results, if all your clients aren't getting results, it could be them, and it could be, you could have a price point that's wrong, but you have to be able to find that what's right for them to be actually committed to what you're asking them to do. Sometimes it's too high, sometimes it's too low, but there's a lot of reasons clients don't get results. And so
I just love this, and I just totally want you to be in your energy, so I'm just going to totally let you take the stage and totally just rock it, girl.
Okay, so this is how we're going to separate this. So I'm going to teach the first 2 steps, and Omar's going to teach the next 2, and then deciding on if Omar wants to teach the last one or I want to teach it, we'll kind of go there. But and so before we hit that, though, I wanted to cover this. And so number 1, you have to be able to help your clients get results. Number 2, you have to be able to generate leads and really reach a new audience and be able to find potential buyers and clients. And then you have to be able to convert them into actual clients. Not only do you have to find them, but you have to get someone to buy or someone to become a client. And so really quick before we go into our presentation, there's only a few of you on right now, and so we'll kind of start with that. As more people are jumping on, we will kind of ask this question probably again. But what I want to know is, do you guys have a product or a service that you're trying to sell? And so if you guys could just type that in somewhere and just kind of let me know if you're doing a product or a service. That way I know which way to gear the webinar. Okay, so I don't know if it's working or not. Okay, so products. Okay, and then I'm going to say one is a service, and I'm not sure what it works. Okay, so products and services. So we'll kind of gear it towards both for right now. But if you have any questions, you're more than welcome to kind of ask and see. And so, okay, so let's jump on this. So 5 ways to get people to jump on your offer. So the first thing, you have to be able to generate leads. And when we say this, there's so many different types that we're going to go into of how you can generate leads. And bet there's some that you know about that you're not doing, or that you don't know about that you're not doing, or some that you might already be doing that might not be as powerful as some other ones that you could be doing. And so we'll kind of start with that. And then number 2 is just get one-on-one sit downs, because this is where your money making is going to happen. To be able to sit down with somebody one-on-one and really figure out what can you do for them that's going to help them, and how can your product or service really just benefit them or their organization or the people on their team or whatever it is. And so getting one-on-one sit downs are crucial to massive success, especially if you want to multiply people. And then number 3 is offer products or services. And so you have to know how to offer what it is that you're trying to sell, or that you're trying to offer, that you're trying to present to somebody. If you don't know how to offer it the right way, they're not going to buy it. And a lot of times we have heard people buy products or services, they buy energy, people, they buy other people. And so I know for me, I've bought things that I didn't need because somebody was so awesome, and I haven't bought things that I needed because I felt like somebody's energy was off. And so we're going to teach you how to do it as a neutral base, so that it's really what's best for your client. It's the most, I would say to me, it has a lot of integrity behind it, and it's moral. And so we're going to teach you how to do that, so you're not pushing people out of their, what they need, but you're also not compromising what your return should be. And then number 4, we're going to talk about overcoming objections. And this is one of my favorite topics, because when I used to think about overcoming objections, I used to cringe. I used to think, oh my gosh, I don't want to talk about this subject. I don't want to sell to people and help them overcome objections, because that just felt wrong. Like any door salesman, that you have to object every single time they say something. And I felt like I was kind of going into all my, scripts of I have to say this and I have to be the right way if I want someone to overcome objections. And so we're going to teach you how to do it your way, the way that's going to resonate best with your clients, whether it's for a product or a service, like I said. And so we just want to be able to help you overcome objections. And I bet there's some techniques that you probably aren't either doing or haven't heard of yet. And so I'm really excited about that one. And then number 5 is get client results. Because if you don't have your clients getting results, once again, they're not going to be sending testimonials to you. They're not going to be referring people to you. They're not going to be doing, you're not going to have anything to sign new clients with. And the thing that I love about the system that we've created, which is the 5 ways to get someone to jump on an offer, is that your 5th one, so getting client results, actually goes all the way back up to the top, and it helps you generate leads. I can't tell you how many times I have started working with a client and they are like, oh my gosh, you're so amazing, or they'll comment on a Facebook post or something like that, and they'll tag other people in it, and then all of a sudden I have all these new leads that I didn't have before, all these people who are interested in what I do and why I do it, well, how can I help them, that I didn't have before. So getting results is crucial to building your business at a fast pace. And so test, measure, and adjust everything that you need to get those results as fast as you can for your clients, and just be really committed to them. And so let's start with number 1. So generating leads. So my favorite thing to do in generating leads is follow when inspiration comes to you. And I say this because I can't tell you how many times I'll be driving or just doing something, and all of a sudden somebody will come into my head, and I'm like, oh, we have this new program that we are offering, and it would be perfect for so-and-so. And in that moment, I have a choice. I can choose to ignore my inspiration and not talk to them about it, and possibly not have, them go through with the offer, and I'm actually taking away their choice of even being able to say yes. Or 2, I can call the person, or I can text them or email them, or whatever that looks like for that person. I can get a hold of them, and all of a sudden, bam, now they have an opportunity, because they have an option as well. They have choices to make. They can say yes or they can say no. But one of the things that I've learned is not to ever take away somebody else's choice. So when we're doing something, if it feels right to us, we're going to offer it, but it's okay if they say yes or no. And so when inspiration comes to you, don't get worried and, oh my gosh, they might say no, because just follow the inspiration and get it, because most of the time the inspiration is key for what you need to learn in that moment to be able to reach more people. Second one, webinars. So super simple, and it doesn't matter if you have a product or you are doing a service. It doesn't matter whether it's an online course, whether it's a personal coaching business that you're doing. It doesn't matter whether it's like a group thing that you're selling. It doesn't matter if it's a product. We have a lot of people that do health products, and so it really doesn't matter what it is that you are offering in that moment. whatever you're doing, you can create a webinar around what it is that you're selling and or offering. And so that's kind of fun. And so we never thought we could do webinars around coaching businesses, but we see them all the time. We were like, well, why aren't we doing that to generate leads? Like what? So you guys are on a webinar right now that literally is showing you how it can work if you're in a coaching business. And so take note on this. If you have a product, it's totally cool. You can have your product in your hand while you're talking. You can talk about the results. And so you can really talk about a webinar for anything. And then number 3, you can have a free course. So you can launch an online course, and it can be like a 5-day thing, a 3-day thing, 10-day thing. You can do an in-person course that's completely free. It doesn't matter, but you can launch a free course. Because people are willing to, people are like, oh, I'll sign up for that, I'll sign up for that. And so then if they resonate with you, that's a way that you can generate leads as well. Another option is generating free ebooks, and we actually did a course and an ebook kind of in one. So we launched, Accelerate in April, and with that came a PDF that was like 19 pages long of information, and so it kind of goes as like a small ebook, and so it was kind of more of an incentive for people to want to do it. And so you can do the free course, you can do a free ebook, you can hold classes and presentations, whether they're paid or they're free. One of the things that I see a lot of people do with the classes and presentations, though, is there are so many people that actually get up in front of an audience and they present their message and what they're teaching or their product that they have that they love so much, and they don't collect email addresses, they don't collect names, they don't collect phone numbers, and so that class of 50 people that they just presented in front of is really 0 leads for their business. It's cool. It's like a one-time meeting. If they thought you were amazing, they'll come look you up. But a lot of times they don't get everybody's information because people bring guests with them. And so if you don't get that, you might say, oh, I already know so-and-so, but I don't know, the next 30 people sitting next to them. And so it's really important when you have a class, always have some type of benefit for them giving you their information so you can start to build your own list. And then number 6, social media pages and groups. And this one is by far my favorite. It's fun to ours just hit over 500 likes. And last week it was at 400, and so we're kind of like, whoa, that just happened. And so 100 likes in a week, that's kind of cool. But, and so it's a way for you to kind of group your tribe, get your people together. Because when you are using just your personal page, and it's just, it's cool, but you're posting all these things about maybe your kids and other stuff, and some of those people want to follow you, not because they want to see your cute kids, even though they're super cute. And so we like to use our personal as kind of show people, hey, this is what we're doing. But we have our business page that is strictly for clients that want to learn more. We post articles and quotes and just amazing fun stuff, videos, and all that stuff for them to be able to go there and really just kind of follow what they connected with us in the originally from. And so if you sell a product, so this happens a lot, we work with a lot of these people. So you sell a product, but you don't want to create your own page because you have more friends on social media. And I totally understand that. You can promote on both. And so I think it's very wise to create a page for both. And I've heard actually a lot of people say not to do this. And, in our experience, what me and Omar have studied with our clients is that it's actually better because they have a place to go. And like I said, you're gathering your tribe, people who want to be healthy. And your Facebook page doesn't have to be centered around your product. It can be centered around your lifestyle, things that you want and the lifestyle that you live. And so totally your choice, but that's one that's been really good for us because we can just post something on there and then we'll get responses from that and we'll get emails from that. Okay, and so one of the things I did want to share though, so the biggest mistakes people make right now, whether it's a product or a service, they are, I guess, capping their level that they can do things at because they only go as far as their mentor did, or they only go as far as their upline went, and they only go as far as the person who showed them into this industry, or whatever industry it may be. And so I always tell people, go outside the box. If you are somebody who's selling a product and have never ever done a class on something other than your product, teach a class on something other than your product. Find a way, get really good at marketing that piece of it, find the things that people need, teach a class on that, and then tie your product into it. Your product doesn't have to be the center of attention for your business. People will feel like you're selling to them, and when they feel like you're offering, saying, hey, look, we just talked about fitness for like an hour, and we have a solution to a lot of these problems. If you'd like to check it out, come to our next class. Or if you'd like to check it out, here, let's hang out for extra half an hour, or whatever it is. And so you can even include that into your presentation, but give them more value than just, hey, here's my product and here's what it can do for you. Really teach them something about life that they can take with them forever, tools that they can use for the rest of their lives, whether they buy your product or not, because that's when you're delivering value more than what you're asking for, and that's when people feel comfortable buying from you. And so think outside your classes. Generate leads in any way that you can possibly think. Think bigger than your mentors and then people around you. If you see somebody on the internet doing something one way and you're like, that's really cool, but it's not going to work because I'm not a service person, I'm a product person, think about that and really just go into, okay, if I was going to turn this around to make it benefit my product, how would I do that? Or I was going to turn this around for my service, how can I do that? So really just ask yourself that question. So out of these 6 things, so following your inspiration, doing a webinar, doing a free course, doing a free ebook, having presentations in classes, or having your social media pages and groups. I want you guys to think really quick in the next like 5-10 seconds, what it is out of these 6 things that you could be doing that you're not currently doing for your business. And you don't have to tell me, but write it down somewhere on paper. And just, whether it's, like I said, holding a webinar, whether it's, having a social media page, whether it's holding a presentation. What are you doing right now, and what are you not doing right now out of these 6 things that you haven't really explored and tried that could help your business grow? And write that down because we're going to kind of jump into this. And so, okay, so let's jump to number 2. So number 2 is, how do you get a one-on-one session? So we talk about one-on-one sessions a lot, and they actually work really well in our business because we can really decide if someone's right for us. But how do you get someone to actually sit down in your session with you? And so for us, the key factors for that have been, it has to have a strong and compelling name. If your session is, business coaching 101, no one's going to sign up for. Okay, maybe somebody will, but it's probably really rare because people are like, oh, business coaching. If you call it a consultation, we did that for a while. It doesn't work. People are like, oh, a consultation. It's just, they have definitions about these things, so it's got to be like this amazing name that they're like, yes, I need that right now. And so that's number A. B, create a list of powerful results and outcomes that they're going to have when they leave your session that they didn't have before they came into it. So what are they going to gain from your session? And I'll give you guys a few examples of this in a second. And then C, create a perceived scarcity. If there's no time limit for them to have to collect on something, or if there's no time limit for them to be able to purchase something, whatever it may be, their chances of them saying, oh, I'll just come back to your website when it's ready, is a lot more likely, and then they'll come back to your website when they're ready if they haven't found somebody else who has the scarcity thing and they're ready for it right then and there. And so what I found is, a lot of times when we reach out to people for these sessions, the more that we reach out to these, the more, I guess, plain that these sessions are, or more they don't sound scarcity, they're not like in a hurry, the more we get people that are kind of just like wandering around. But if you want someone who's like for us, so we're business mentors. So if we have somebody who, we want to find people who have a business, who are thriving in their business, but also want to see themselves grow at a faster rate than they can figure out how to, that's who we target in our market. And so with that being said, we don't want to tell people like, oh, hey, you have 5 months to figure out if you want to work with us or not. No, we want people who are in that situation right now. And so by putting on a scarcity limit, it actually filters out the people that aren't ready for it, because they're like, oh, I don't need it right now, or oh, my business is on this step, and so I need to do this first. And so they actually don't even come and sit down with us. And then the people who need it now, instead of saying, oh, I'm going to try to figure it out on my own first, they actually are like, oh my gosh, I only have 2 hours to figure this out, or I only have a day to figure this out, and they jump on your offer then and there, and they're like, come, please teach me. I need to know everything that you know. And so that's a really good way to get people into those one-on-one sessions. And so let's kind of talk about this. So first thing, having a strong and compelling name. So here are some of the elements of a great name. So 1, it's focused on something people want. So it's something like love, money, happiness, just anything that people really want. Second thing is, it's focused on eliminating something they don't want. And so for me, erasing overwhelm coach session. It sounds pretty good. I can't tell you how many times in my business I felt overwhelmed, and if there was an overwhelmed coach out there that would help me eliminate and erase my overwhelmness, that's somebody that I'd like, I need you right now. And so that is a really good, if you're good at helping people sort through their overwhelmness, that would be a strong name for you. Another thing, it's clear, it's very specific, it's short, so it's only 2 to 6 words, so it's not too confusing, but also enough to explain what you're going to be doing. And so what I want you guys to do right now, and so I want you to think of a few names or key phrases or words that you could come up with for what you do. Whatever it is, just think of a few names, things that, it's something that people want, and eliminate things that they don't want, whether it's got to be clear, it's got to be specific, and it's going to be short. So 2 to 6 words max. So start thinking about that. And then I'll give you guys a few more seconds before we go to the next one. Okay. And so the next thing of that, the second step of that was creating a list of powerful expectations for what will happen in your session. And so here are some of the elements of creating that expectation statement. So they got to be real, actual things that people will take away. People like specific, tangible things. Like, so you can, like, for us, it's written goals. They know that at the end of our session, they're going to have a list of written goals they didn't have coming into it. And that's really big because some people come in knowing their goals, but they don't prioritize and put them on paper, and you don't know visually what that looks like. And so what is tangible that they can walk away with? It can be a sample of a product. It can be an experience they got. And so that's really important. And then the next thing is just intangible things. So like their energy and motivation, like what can you do to help them shift in the moment? I was working with a client earlier today, and she had a major breakthrough, and she went to total emotion of a place that she really, it was like distress. Like she had almost anxiety when thinking about this moment in her life, because it was really hard for her. And it was something that she wasn't really comfortable with. And in our session, I knew that I could take that negative emotion and help her be able to find a positive emotion behind that when she channels that emotion and she makes a decision based on that moment in her life, she can make a positive one versus a negative one. And so for us, it's that we renew their energy and we give them more motivation to move forward. And then the last thing is they just relate to what you do. So if you're a business consultant, something like renewed energy for your business would be a great thing that you could put in of what they can expect to get out of you in that session that they're doing with you. Cool? All right, so the next thing. Okay, perfect. So create perceived scarcity. So this one's one that a lot of people struggle with because it is a sales thing, right? It's one of those things of like, oh, you have like 10 seconds to decide, hurry up and decide. And so it almost is like pressure some people. And so when you do it, I just kind of want to say disclaimer, it's not about pressuring them. It's about helping them choose in faster or choose out faster. For us, it's about, filtering through people who are serious about their results and filtering through people who are like, I don't really know if I want it. I don't know if I want to move forward. Because we want to work with people who are committed in our business. And so by having a perceived scarcity, you're actually helping filter them out, people who aren't serious. And so I also like this one because honestly, how many of you would like to do like 1 million sessions a month? I don't know about you guys, but I don't want to do 1 million free sessions a month. And so there has to be limits on what you're doing. We know we can handle this many sessions a week, and if we have like 5 open slots in our schedule, then we can offer 5 sessions that week. And so know your limits, know what you can handle and what's open for other people. That kind of can help you set your limits on scarcity. And if you have a product, this is cool because you still also only have 24 hours in a day. So how many people can you share your product with or test? How many people can you let test your product, right? So it's really important that you know your number that you have, or maybe you have like 1 bottle of something that you're selling and that you're offering. And you know that each person, this bottle can, offer maybe 5 samples. And so you know that, hey, I have 1 bottle of this. Who really wants a sample? I only have 5 samples of this left out of this bottle, and I really want people to get this like amazing results XYZ, so you have to try this, like it's a must. And so you can only have 5 people testing it because you only have 1 bottle left. And so whatever it is, but just find the, know your limits and be able to find that scarcity line for other people. Some examples of how this is done a lot in our industries that work, the ways that we've studied that actually are beneficial, is so this offer is only available for the first 5 people to respond to this email. The next one is, if you'd like to have one of these free sessions with me, please reply and I'll pick 5 winners. And then this session is normally $397, but as a gesture of goodwill to my audience, I'm making it available for free for the next 10 people only. I only have 10 spaces open for these sessions all month. Once they're gone, they're gone. So I have an X number, I have X amount of time, I have X amount of spots. whatever it is, just find a way to show people this is what I have to offer right now. And just kind of know your limits, like I said. Cool? All right. And so the next one we're going to jump into the offering. So I'm actually going to let Omar come over and teach this one because he is super fun and loves to offer people stuff and so help them get results. So ready?
All right, hey guys. So going over the offer. Oh, this is the scary part, right? Where people go, oh my goodness. It's the selling part. It's the part where like people don't like you. It's like it almost. People, and it's so funny because people nowadays, they have this perception of when you're going to go offer, do a sell or something, that it's almost like you're the guy that, you know, comes up and knocks at your door and tries to sell you something and, you know, pushes you into it and pushes you into it. And if you say no, they kind of leave all mad and are like upset. And, you know, the funny thing is sales and offers are really nothing about that. Do you want to know what the difference between an offer and a sell is? Nothing. Physically, there isn't a difference. The difference is how we feel about it and how we go about it. Physically, nothing different because we're still doing something, right? We're still offering something. The difference is how we feel about it. So what I mean by this is a sell, a lot of people perceive it as being pushy. An offer is literally that. An offer, something we're offering to somebody where somebody has a choice to say yes or no. Sell kind of feels like somebody's just pushing it up onto you. And you know, we all know that. We have all dealt with, you know, this salesman person, the really pushy person. Actually, you know what? I kind of want to see this. If you've ever dealt with a really pushy person, just, you know, type in the comments, well, I've dealt with a pushy person. And I'm pretty sure we have all dealt with them. So, okay, so let's get into the offer part, which is honestly my favorite part. It is the part that I just love doing because it's a way for me to really help people with my gifts, my talents, what I know, the knowledge, everything I've, you know, learned in life to really just kind of give back. So let's get ready. Let's just totally just dive into this. Okay, so the most important tip when doing an offer is loving the people. I cannot stress this enough, guys. You want to love them, honor them, cherish them. So I don't want you, so when you go into an offer, don't start thinking, oh, you know, I need this money. This money is so going to help me to, you know, buy this or pay for that. And, you know, just stop thinking about the sale, because the moment you think about a sale, you start seeing them as a dollar bill, as money. You start seeing them as money, and none of us like to be seen as money, right? Because then it's almost like a take, because it's like, oh, they're money, I'm going to take it. And that's not what we like. We like people to care about us, love us. So love the people. Don't see them as, you know, dollar bills. Don't start thinking about what you're going to get out of it. See how you're going to help them, you know, how you're going to add value to their lives, and keep your thoughts in check. I can't tell you how many times I've been in, you know, in an offer, everything's going great, I'm totally loving them, and they're totally about to, like, you know, sign up for my services or my products, and then all of a sudden my head goes to, did I just make that? Oh, I just made some money. Woo, yeah. Ah. And then they start to question it. And then I go, Omar, what are you doing? This is what you teach people. You love them because they can feel it. And guys, I will tell you, that fast is how your thoughts can change and what they're feeling. So keep your thoughts under control the entire time. Be enthusiastic, be fun, love them. Just remember, love the people. Okay, so when you're making an offer, you really want to get to know them. You want to get to know where they're going, what they want to do. You really want to establish with them so you can really get to know them and better serve them, because that is what it's all about, right? We're here to serve, and let's serve. So you always start off by asking what you can help them with today, or what they're hoping to get out of today. And see, these questions are key when you start in an offer, because it really gets them thinking in this is what I need, this is what I want, this is where I want to go. That way, they're not thinking about what you're trying to sell them. They're thinking about what you have to offer them that'll help them get to where they want to go. Is this making sense to you guys? If, you know, throughout this webinar, if you have any questions, feel free to write them down, email them to us, add them to the bottom, and we'll totally get back to your questions. But what I really want to do is just get you guys to just totally get them in that mindset of where they want to go and how you can provide a service or a product that is totally going to help them get there. Okay, The next thing is what are some of the goals they want to accomplish in the next, and then you set a certain time frame, 3 months, 6 to 12 months, so you set a certain time frame, because that way they get to thinking, oh, this is what I want, and I want to get there fast, or I want to get there in this amount of time. So now they start thinking about moving. So not only are they thinking about what they want and where they want to be, but they're thinking about actually taking steps. And that's the people you want to work with, is people who are willing to know where they want to go and how fast are the steps that they want to take to actually get there. So give them a set timeline. For example, I'll use 6 to 12 months, because then that lets people go, okay, in 6 to 12 months, I want to accomplish this. And it starts getting them thinking in that mindset of, I'm moving forward. Okay, next part, how important and urgent is it for them to achieve their goal? And then you set a scale. Okay, so this is key. And this, I cannot tell you enough how important this is, to just remember to do this every time you're sitting down with somebody. How urgent is it for them? And then set some kind of table to kind of, chart it, measure it. So I do, for example, I do a scale of 1 to 10. How urgent is it for them? Because this is that fire. That fire that somebody puts under your bridges and you just totally get moving? This is that fire. And the good thing is you're helping them light this fire. Guys, you want to, as an offer, you want to provide them the best service or product that they can possibly have. You want to change their lives, and this is your intention, your thoughts the whole time. So by lighting this fire under their bridges, that is what you're doing. You are really getting them moving, because you're not just selling them on something that is not going to help them. You're going to set them on something that they're actually going to see themselves doing, take steps towards, and totally light that fire to actually get them to where they want to go. Next part, you want to share a personal story of how the service or the product has helped you. So this is huge, because people need proof. People need to be able to see that this has worked. That's just how our minds work. Our minds work off of things that have worked and, evidence. And that's just how evidence as you can. As much evidence as you can for this. So you want to share a personal story about how it has personally impacted your life. And so, for example, if you have a product you're offering, you want to share a personal story. This product, before I was on this product, I couldn't get off the couch, or I was dealing with some amount of back pains, and I've tried different things for so many years, and this product has literally helped me get out of where I was and brought me to where I am. You have to give them that difference from where you were to where they are. That way they can see, hey, this product actually moves and it works. For services and everything, tell them about how you used to struggle with, before the service came around. Oh, I used to struggle. I couldn't get anybody to do this, or sign up for this, or purchase this, or, nobody was taking me up on my offers. It doesn't matter, because you show them where you were and where you are, and it kind of gives them that evidence that, hey, this does work and it's worked for you. Next part, you would ask them if it would be okay to show them a solution with the products or offers you have for what they're going through. Now, this is very important, because this gives you permission. They are literally giving you permission to show them what you have to offer and actually go into the details of either the service or the product. And now, guys, I want you to remember this is huge, especially if you're in products, because I know in products, a lot of the times people say you want to multiply and multiply. And even in services. So now these one-on-ones that you want to have when you're doing an offer are very important, and you want to try to set these up with leaders and hire people that are higher up in companies, or people of influence, right? Because before you reach large masses and you start making this big impact, you're going to have to talk to people of influence. Otherwise, you're going to be going one person, which is great, but how long do you think that's going to take you to actually build something large and that's actually sustaining and kind of, gets you going? Yeah, it's going to take a while, and chances are you're probably going to start burning out before you start seeing the results. So when we're talking about these one-on-ones, they work for multiplying as well, because if you sit down with a person of influence, a leader in a company, or somebody who knows a lot of people, and like I said, a person of influence, then if you sit down with them one-on-one, show them what you have, and they are totally on, guess what? Now the people that they influence, this is totally something that you want to do when you want to do the offer. So remember, you ask them what you can help them with, what they can get out, what they're hoping to get out of this to get their mind going. Then you ask them what some of their goals are, so they can start thinking about what they want. Then you ask them how important it is to, and then share a personal story to really build that trust and that relationship, because you don't want to be selling something that that you don't know works, something that you don't believe in, because then it really is just a sale. Then you're really just looking at it in it for you. So you have to really believe in what you're doing. And then you just ask them if it would be okay to show them what you have to offer. And that totally just opens them up to be completely open. And now the actual, the numbers part or the information part is not really a sell. You've made it through the hardest part of an offer, because now they're actually interested and actually paying attention to what you're saying, and you're just ready to go. See, the offer and what most people think is the sell happens at the very beginning, because at the very beginning people are going to start deciding, does this person care about me or not? Is this person good or not? Is this person trying to take advantage of me or not? And by taking care of all of these issues at the beginning, you're totally on board to help this person and have them actually be open for you to help them. Okay, so now, overcoming objections. Okay, so the number one thing about overcoming objections, because I hear when people say, oh, no, now you're overcoming my objections, that means I really don't want it, and you're just trying to sell me on it. That's what I hear people say is, I said no because of this, and now you're just trying to sell me on it. But see, here's the thing. When you are offering somebody and you're remembering the number one rule, and that is loving the people and just doing your best to, just to better serve them, please them, and love them, then overcoming objections is not really a bad thing. See, because when you're offering, you're totally okay with them saying no. If it's really not for them, it's not for them, and that's okay. There are, 7+ billion people on the planet. Do you think your product or your service is going to be right for every single person? No, as a matter of fact, if right now you were to serve and everybody said yes, do you know how crazy that would be of a demand to take care of that many people? So you have to be okay with a no. Be okay with a no. Oh, yes, you have something to share?
Yeah, so I just wanted to chew on this. So not only are you okay with a no for them, but for your own sanity. So I had one client, I have a lot of clients, but I had one client in particular that was driving me crazy, because I was like, oh my gosh, I'm trying to help her, but it just wasn't a fit. And so luckily it was a really short contract and a really short, a
period of time.
Yeah, that we were working. So it was only a short number of appointments that we had. But oh my gosh, can I tell you, from that lesson, I learned not to offer to the people that I was not willing to work with, because if it's a no for them, I'm okay with that, because I'm not ready for the commitment, and I want people who have results. But not only that, I can't tell you how many one-on-ones I've had that I've kind of sat there and been like, you know what? One, this isn't right for this person. Well, it's not right for me right now, so I'm not going to offer it. Or two, maybe this person's not in a place of the growth that I'm going to ask of them, that they're not ready. And I don't ever take away somebody's choice, so I'm not going to offer because I'm like, ooh, they're not ready for life. But I will say this: if I'm not ready to work with them, or I'm not the right person, I would much rather refer them to somebody who is, because the headaches that it's worth, and the, as my husband, you got to deal with all of it. When I would come up from my office and be like, that was the worst appointment ever. I'm like, I really helped her, but man, I just didn't want to, or oh man, I don't feel like she got everything out of it. And so being okay with a no is actually a blessing. It's something that's amazing, that has been huge for us, because we know when it's not right for us. And so being okay with a no just means that maybe it wasn't right for you, or that maybe it wasn't right for them, and you have to honor both people in that situation. And so I just want to say that, because I always get really confused when people are like, no, I'm like, I don't know.
No, I love it. No, I love it. And thank you so much for bringing that up, because this is huge, guys. And I just want to go a little bit more into this. You want to find your people. Find your peeps. That's what we call it. You want to find your peeps, whether it be in services, products, team building, whatever it is. You want to find your people you're going to mix with very well, because say you're, offering these products, and this person is totally like, oh, products never work for me, things don't work, I've taken this before, and things just really don't work, and you get them to buy. What do you think they're going to do about your products? Yeah, the same thing. Say you get a client that you're working with personally, and they're like, oh, this doesn't work, and they're constantly giving you excuse after blah, blah, blah. Guess what you're going to get throughout the whole time you're working with them? Yeah, the same thing. So honor yourself, and sometimes you might even be the one being the person that says, you know what, no, this isn't right. for me, and I don't feel like it's right for you. I do know somebody who could help this, and then you could refer them to somebody else. But just really honor yourself, because by loving the person, if you know it's not right, it's not right. And sometimes we have to just step up into that and say, it's just not right, and then just move on. And that doesn't mean you don't love them. It means you love them. Always love the people, but you're okay with a no. You're totally okay. So back to overcoming objections. So here's the thing: the best to overcome an objection is overcoming it before it even comes up. I mean, you overcome an objection before it comes up. Yes, I mean, how cool is that? Because if you can overcome it before it comes up, guess what? It doesn't come up. So that is the best way to overcome an objection. Take care of it at the very beginning. So I'm going to tell you the 5 reasons, and these are the top 5 reasons why people say no. Either say no because they have no money, no time, no urgency, no need, or they don't trust you. Those 5 reasons are the reasons people will say no. And people will, a lot of the times, make those judgments like that. So it all depends on how you show up and how you start. So just remember that. Those are the 5 reasons why people say no. So let's go ahead and get into them. So no money. So when this objection comes up, you have to love the person enough to be bold. And what we mean by this is sometimes when it's something they want, and all of these objections that we're overcoming, just keep in mind the person is already in. From when we were making offer, they're like, yes, this is for me. This is what I need. I totally need you to show me what you have to offer because it's going to change my life. And they're just totally in. So you'll have a lot of people that are in, but then you'll get objections. And these are the people that that are so in, they're just having a little bit of problems processing or getting to where they want to go. So this is where you really have to be bold and love them enough to help them break through some of those blocks that they have in their life. So ways you can break through that money kind of reason why people say no is by asking questions like, how much is it costing you not to have your goal? In health, money, whatever. How much is it costing you? And then another question would be, would it be worth the effort to come up with the money? Now, I know some of these sound bold and direct, but when somebody wants something and it's right for them and they've told you it's right for them, all you're doing is helping them come up with ways to be in a producer mindset to actually get what they want. So what you're doing, you're not just overcoming their objections, you're building them up and setting them in a way that whenever an objection comes up, they start to think in this producer, I can do it, and this is how I'm going to make it happen kind of mindset, which is actually you loving them. So you have to be bold in this step. Another question is, how can you create the money? Can you think of anyone that would invest in you? Because these are all questions that when you want it, can totally help you get to where you want to go. Okay, and Lisa, all right, do you want to have something to add?
I always have stuff to add. What do you want?
Always.
Silly question. Okay, so this one is really close to me because there have been times, I remember sitting in this class. Am I okay to share this story? Okay. So I remember sitting in this class, and I remember really wanting what the presenter was offering. And I remember like, this program is going to change my life, and it's amazing. And he like put the price on the board, and my heart just sunk. And I was like, there's no way. There's no way this is going to happen. And so I had to like work up the nerve of like, I really want this. How can I figure this out? And in that moment, my husband over here is like super supportive. We're like supportive of each other, and we're like, we got to figure it out. How can we do it? And in that moment, we were like, okay, who do we know that would invest in us? Because sometimes we might not have the courage to invest in ourselves or be able to figure out how to create the money. We might not have the money right in there. And so being able to ask somebody in that moment, I can't tell you how many times my mom has helped us, your parents have helped us, my grandparents have helped us. There have been times that we were like lower than lows, and we were like, we know we've been on this venture for 2 months now, we didn't know what we were doing, but we got to do this $5,000 program. No, we got to do this million.
Because it's right for us, and this is what I need, because the person totally, got what I needed. And so when we ask other people, well, is there somebody that would invest in you? We are not saying, not because you can't invest in yourself, you're not worth investing in, it's because you are worth investing in, and that there is somebody who's willing to invest in you. And I've had times where they've been like, to be honest, here's what I got. Here's all I got. And there's been times where we've had to like pull from different people and like say, how can we help? How can everybody help us? And we'll pay you guys back as soon as we can. And I am so glad that we have learned how to kind of pass that. But that was the point we were in for a long time, and we had to do it. And
everybody has a way to generate money and manifest money when they need to, whether it's creating new money, whether it's, having other people invest in them. And so when you're overcoming the money part, if somebody feels like it's right and they're seriously sitting across from you saying, this product is what I need to change. I know if I get this product, my health would be better. I know that if I had your services, my life would be so much more organized and better, and I'd make so much more money. Help them find a way. And so a lot of times I used to get scared and not even try to overcome their objections. I used to just be like, okay, so you have no money. Okay, well, you have no money, so we can't report. And that's not fair to them. So help them, love them. And I love that you keep saying love people, because love them enough to help them find somebody that will invest in them, find some way they can generate the money, whether it's investing or some other thing, whatever it may be, because it's changed my life. If I didn't have the willingness to ask, and somebody didn't tell me when the presenter on stage was talking about how his grandpa invested him into that, I was like, oh my gosh, who's going to invest in me today? And so just help them see the joy in that and the blessing in that versus, well, who's going to pay me? Who in your family can pay me? So make sure your intent is good, that it's really not about you. It's who's willing to invest in them.
Good.
Cool? Sorry.
I like it.
Tangent over.
No, I like it. Thank you. And here's another thing that I just wanted to cap off of what she was saying. How many times you, and we all do this, and I am guilty of this, and, I know a lot of us are, but making a judgment on somebody before, we actually make an offer, like, oh, maybe this person doesn't have that much money, or people don't, carry that much money around, or people don't have that extra, or blah, blah, all these stories we make up. I'm just going to tell you, love the people enough to not have this story for them. People can generate income and generate anything whenever they want, as long as it's right. There's different ways people can invest in them. There's a lot of different ways to get income and, generate money so that they can invest in something that's going to improve their lives. So I'm just going to tell you, just have that mindset that if it's right for them, they'll find a way to do it. Money isn't the issue, because it's really not. It's really not the issue here. It's just about helping them get through that block. So have that mental, thought of if it's right for them, they're going to make it happen. Okay, so next one, no time. So let them know, and this is really good if whether they're joining a team, signing up for a service, or doing anything like that, let them know there is going to be a little bit of a time commitment, whether that be coming to a training, meeting you one-on-one to, finalize things or work with you one-on-one, whatever it may be. Let them know at the very beginning there might be a little bit of a time commitment, and then ask them a question like, is that gonna cause you to say no right off the bat? It's so funny because a lot of people will just look at you and they go, well, no, of course not. That's not going to cause me to say no. But here's what you're doing. You're overcoming something before it actually comes up. Because later on, how many times you get people, well, I don't know if I have time for that. I don't know if, I have a lot of stuff going on. That's actually just a really busy time for me right now. So by doing that, you're actually overcoming that objection of no time at the very beginning. Just let them know there's going to be a little bit of a time commitment, and you can, include whatever that time commitment may be. And 95% of the time, most people will say, no, that's not a problem. And the 5% of the people that will say that's a problem, well, let's just be honest, they probably for it, and you want to filter them out at this point. Because you want to work with the people that, just that are your people. You want to work with your people you're going to help and love. And sometimes it's okay to be like, oh, this person might not be my person, and then just help them facilitate that, that transition, whether they are or they're not, if they're in or they're not, and get them to move forward. Okay, so the next part, no need. No need. So this is awesome, and this I love about overcoming objections. The no need, we already went over this when you asked them what their goals were, and you provided them with a need. When you ask them, where do you hope to be in 6 to 12 months, or what do you hope to get out of this, or what can I do for you, they're creating a need. So it's not you giving them, you need this, you need this. It's them literally telling you what they need so you can better serve them. That way, actually serving them and offering them. So you're overcoming that objection before it actually came up. So way to go. The next one, no urgency. I love this because a lot of the times people, when we're sitting down and we're offering something, they go, that is fabulous, but I just don't know if I need that right now. I don't know if that's right for me right now. And, maybe later. Yeah, definitely, because it's awesome later. And We already created this urgency when you ask them, how urgent is it for you to actually achieve this, to actually get your health goal, your financial goal, whatever service you provide, to feel better, that, whatever it may be, you already provided an urgency. So at this point, they're not going to come tell you, oh, it's not for me right now, because they've already told you it's for them right now and they need it right now. So, this is a way to just get rid of all those filters, all those blocks, all those smoke screens, all the blah, blah that's going to come out from the very beginning, because you already got true, honest answers about what they wanted. And then the next one, no trust. Well, guess what? Totally covered this as well, because you weren't just somebody who came and offered them something, said, here you go, you need to buy my product, you need to do this, blah, blah. No, you asked them at the very beginning, what can I do for you? What are you hoping to get out of this? So what can I do for you? See, so now it's not more of a take this, buy this from me. It's more of a, how am I helping you? How can I serve you? How can I help improve your life? Or how can I get you to where you want to go? Is that making sense? Now it's all about them. And so now they feel, wow, this person really cares about me, because you love the people, and they think this person totally cares about me. They totally ask about my needs. I totally feel taken, like I'm taken care of, and I totally feel like this person gets it. They know what I want, and they're totally going to help me get there, and you are. And they feel that from you. And it's all by going through these steps. So that is how you overcome objections, is overcoming them before they come up, which if I'll go back to the screen, let's see here, before the offer. So go ahead and just screenshot this, and this is just a really good kind of outline to follow when doing an offer, to kind of get into that habit of overcoming objections before they come up. So I'll give you guys a quick second to screenshot it. And just remember, guys, I can't tell you guys this enough, and I'll probably tell you a couple more times, you got to love the people. This whole script and this whole process is great, but if you're not loving the people, they're not going to feel it. If you're not controlling your thoughts, they're going to feel it. So love the people, control your thoughts. It's about them. It's about service. It's about how you can help them improve their lives. So, okay. Okay, and number 5 is showing results. Okay, this is huge. This is huge. So what you want to do is you want to show current or previous client results. Remember, the more results they see with different people, the more they believe it'll work for them. And that's just how our mind works. So we've all seen, and I'll use this, the weight loss industry and the exercise, like the Beachbody and all those kind of programs. They are very good at this, because they'll show a lot of different clients who've done their programs and what they've done, and they have results. So what you want to do is you want to get as many people as have been through your programs, whether it be something you offer them or whatever it may be, but you want to get as many of your clients or people that have been on your products, services, whatever it is, and show them results. Show them what it has done for other people's lives, because then it gets them seeing what it could do for them in their life. So now they're not just thinking it, but they're physically seeing the results it can have on their life. And so this means if you have current clients, this is a great part for you, because you can offer current clients more accountability. What I mean by this is, if people are on products, or if people are buying your services to do things, is by offering them more accountability, which means you actually just reach out to them. Hey, how are the products working for you? Is this going good for you? Is there something we can change? Is there something we can do? And this goes for product services. So is there something we can adjust? What can we do? Because that really gets the person who is your current client right now thinking, wow, this person really cares about me. They really care about my results, where I'm going, what I want to do, and they have my back. They totally have my back. And I'll tell you, there's no better thing than knowing somebody has your back, because then it almost feels like you're going to succeed, because people are watching your back and they totally got you. So by doing this, it actually shows that you care about your current clients, but you're also showing clients, potential future clients, that you're going to care about them as well. And that is what we're all looking for, somebody who's going to help us, care about us, love us, and just help us grow. And not only that, but the people that you're helping and totally just being accountable for, and just totally helping them move, guess what they're going to do? They're going to turn around and refer people to you. They're going to be like, oh my gosh, this person was great, and they totally care about you, and they love you, and they're helping me do this, and then they call me and they do this, and it's just fantastic. So they help you get referrals. So accountability is huge for current clients that you already have. Okay, next one. It will make current clients willing to help you. This is good. So testimonials. Testimonials are huge. Not only when they go out and spread word of mouth, but testimonials that they give you about the service or product that you have provided. This is huge, especially video testimonials, because right now the video era is just totally taking off. And if people can actually see and get the feel about the results people are getting, they're so going to love it, because they're going to say, that's what I want, and I'm in, because that builds that trust level of connection, trust, it can happen factor, just everything. It just builds it so much faster, and it's real. And not only does that help them, but it also helps you kind of grow and kind of build that mentality of, I am so in this, and what I am doing is totally making an impact. I'm doing this, and it's totally making an impact. Okay, and the more you show your clients get results, the more they will share. So the more people will want to work with you. Simple as you get client results, they want to work with you more. They want to share with you more. They just totally people just totally need to come to you. So, yeah, of course.
Okay, so I want to add into this. Yeah. So when we talked about getting client results earlier, there's some of the reasons that your clients don't get results. And some of the most common ones is that if you have a service and the price isn't right, then they're not going to get results. And so what I mean by this, so there's a fitness trainer, right? And it's $10 to work with this person for 5 hours. Am I going to be super committed to showing up for that appointment? Probably not, because I'm like, oh, my kids are crying, I have this, oh man, I didn't get sleep last night, I would rather sleep for 5 hours than who cares about the $10? And so if your price isn't right, there's not going to be accountability, there's not going to be commitment on their end. And so when you are looking at it, you don't have to take on ownership of your clients' results. I have clients right now that struggle, and that's not because I'm a bad mentor, that's because they have chosen to not do the things that they need to do. But I also have clients who are making thousands and thousands of dollars more a month because they're willing to listen to it. And so you're always, no matter what the price is, no matter what you offer, there's going to be people who take your product every day and do it the way that the bottle says to, and there's going to be people who don't. And so you can't own all your clients' results. What you can do is look at patterns. Do you have a client pattern base that basically is like not getting results at all? Why is it? Is your price too low? Is your price too high? Are you expecting too much? Are you expecting too little? Are you keeping in contact with them, or are you like overbearing on them? And so why are your clients getting results and why are they not? And so really look at that and kind of figure that out. And so that was really important for me. And also you said videos. And so I know we got to go soon, but I just really want to share this. When you guys are thinking about how you would want to, think about how you would want to be approached, or how you would want to, I guess, buy from somebody, whether it's a service or a product, and take that route. When we're scrolling through Facebook, right, what is something that's really common that you click on? Somebody talking that you know. You're like, oh, so-and-so saying they're talking on Facebook. Let me click on that. And so when you have testimonials and you have things like that, it's really good to get them in writing. It's good to get pictures of them. It's good to get videos of them, because that's what people are doing nowadays. People, like, the era that we're in is like fast now, I want it now. I don't want to have to go read on your website some big, long, crazy thing. I want to just be able to see their testimonial right here now. And so Facebook, using the videos, it is actually, use it to your benefit.
Yes. Yes. Cool. I love it. Awesome. Cool. Thank you for adding that.
Yeah.
Okay. So now,
really quick, before we do this, I want to go back and I want to kind of recap. So if you didn't get a chance to screenshot this, screenshot it now, because this is really important. So 5 ways that people are going to jump on your offer. And so 1, you can generate leads, which is really important. Yes. Number 2, you can get those sit-down one-on-ones with them, whether they're in a, whether they are in a corporation and they have a lot of employees, whether they are an upline and they have a lot of downline, whether it's somebody who just has a massive influence on the world, whatever it is, but you can get those one-on-one sit-downs so that they can help you actually multiply to their audience. And so it's still really important that you get one-on-one sit-downs. 3rd thing is you're going to offer a product or a service, obviously, right? That's why we're here. And the 4th thing is overcoming objections. So you want to make sure you're getting past their blocks and you're helping them get past the blocks that are slowing them down. And then the 5th one is just getting your clients results. Be committed to getting results. And so really quick, I want to ask everybody, if there was one of those things that you're not currently doing right now, what would you you change, which one are you struggling with the most right now? Which one are you maybe lacking or not paying attention to in your business that you could be working a little bit more hard on? So everybody, really quick, I'll give you a few seconds just to type that in really quick and just kind of see what everyone says. Okay, perfect. So it looks like 1, and I think that 4, and then somebody else typing 1. Okay, so a few 1s. So we'll start with number 1. And so I talked about this, but I want to talk to you about this because you just got to hear me talk about it, and we didn't get to hear Omar talk about it. So generating leads. So what's the most important part about that for you? Like, what would you say is like your advice on that?
So generating leads. Okay, so here's the thing. People don't, and this is the thing, that people don't want to give out their information to somebody who they don't know provides any value in their life, who can't help them, because then it's just like them giving out information to random people, strangers, and things like that. People give their information out to people who provide value, who bring value into their lives. So a way to generate leads that I would say is make sure you're always doing some kind of service, class, a training, something to show people that you have value and that you can help them in their lives, because then they're a lot more willing to provide you with their information, with their email, with their phone number, because they say, hey, this person adds value to my life. How can I get more? So
I love that. Yeah, add value to their lives. Cool. And one thing I also want to touch on, so we talked about it before, but just remember, be really creative with this one. If you're not used to, teaching a class, go teach a class. Try it out. See what happens. Just spread your message to as many people as you can, as fast as you can. And while you're doing that, get their information. Yes. Super simple. Leads are everywhere. There's probably so many areas right now you could be getting leads that we're not. And so I'm actually going to go back to that screenshot and just let you screenshot it. So if you haven't screenshotted this yet, take a screenshot of these 6 ways that you can generate leads. And if you have questions on it, you can obviously email us, get a hold of us, and we can help you further with generating your leads. So generate leads. And then the other one is number 4. So let's do that one really quick. So overcoming objections. And so I'm going to talk about this one because this one was hard for me. And so a lot of people feel the same way. And so it was hard because you had to try to sell somebody and you felt like you were just overcoming their objections to get money out of them. And that was really hard. And so me, the way that I look at it is when I sit across from somebody is if I don't offer them this right now and I don't help them get past this block, it is potentially not getting past it ever or not anytime soon. And so it actually is stopping them from reaching their goal. And our goal is to help them reach their goal faster. And so if you can't overcome objections for you, and I always make it about them, not about me, but if you can't overcome objections because you're uncomfortable with it, point it at them. Yes. I'm just bringing this up because I really want you to get results. If they get offended, I'm not trying to offend you. Here's why I'm doing this. I really want to see you get results. And a second ago, you said this was perfect for you. And so I want to help you get past the things that are standing in your way of making this right for you.
Yes. Remember, overcoming objections isn't about you making a sale. It's not about you getting anything. It's about helping them make the best choice for them. It's about helping them really get clear and just going after what they want. It has nothing to do with us. Yeah. Overcoming objections, it's all about helping them.
And we've had people in our past that seem really salesy, and they seem like they want everybody to come to them, and they're the scarcity of people. People can feel that. And so when you are the best way to help somebody overcome objections for us is if we're having a hard time overcoming objections for our service that we're offering, we go find a service that we love, a class that we've been to or something that's been amazing for us, and we actually point people to that class. And we say, you know what? They're gonna be so grateful. They're gonna love us forever for going to this amazing course that they went to. And so we help them overcome objections, even if it's just hey, I got you a ticket, it's $99 or it's free, or whatever it is, and you just got to commit to the time. So in that moment, I can help them overcome the objection of time. I can say, so look, it's a 3-day thing. How can we help you get time? Do you need a babysitter? What do you need? And then it feels more real. And it's practice for me. For a long time, I had to practice helping other people overcome objections for other people that weren't going to result for me, that weren't going to equal results for me. And so if you struggle with this, and we had 2 people say number 4, and so if you struggle with overcoming objections, practice using other people's events, practice on things like that, because that's where you're just sharing your experience and how excited you were because of something that you learned, and that's where people really can fit. And so when you overcome objections, if they can really get that feeling and tune into that happiness and that joy that you are bringing because, oh my gosh, you have to have this in your life, it's amazing, they're going to want that. And then you don't feel guilty for overcoming it. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Cool? Cool. All right. So now that we have done that, so once again, generate leads, get one-on-one sit-downs, offer your product or your service, overcome their objections, and get your clients results. And once again, this is all one big system, right? So once you get clients result, it starts back at the top, and now you're generating leads. And so in your business, as it grows, you want to come up with a system for each area of your system. So how do you generate leads constantly? We used to have a lot of people that would tell us, work on getting one-on-one clients, work on getting one-on-one clients. And that was really cool, but we didn't have a system of getting new people. And so we would get clients, and then we would stop, and then we would get clients, and we would stop. And so until we had a system for generating leads, we really weren't growing at a consistent pace. And so always have something that you're offering to generate leads, and then go through it all and go back. And so they all are very important.
I love that.
Cool? All right. So our invitation, you guys. So thank you guys so much for choosing in and investing your time in spending an hour and 6 minutes with us. Yeah. I love that you guys are not only invested in us to trust you, but invested in yourself to actually be here. You're committed to your goals. You really want things to work out.
Because and we'll just be honest. We know what it's like to set out some time aside for an hour to sit down for something, especially when it's like a shorter notice or something like that. We know there's babysitters. There's just a ton of factors that really go into it, and we know this personally, and we go through this all the time. So we just want to say we really appreciate you for taking the time to be on this webinar with us. We really do appreciate it.
Yes, thank you guys. So we would like to extend an offer to you.
Okay, so our offer and our invitation to you guys is, so we do something that is called a strategy success session. And these strategy success sessions are so powerful. And when I mean powerful, they really help you just skyrocket to where you want to go. So what you'll get out of a success strategy session is you'll get a roadmap to your success. This isn't just like a plan put in place that a generic plan that everybody has, and we just give it to you. No, this is one specifically designed for you, what you're going through, where you want to go, what you want to achieve, and just specifically geared towards you.
And I love this because when you say it's geared towards you, we mean that it's geared towards you. And so for me, like we had a client earlier that we're working with, and it was really cool because some things came up that we'd never done before, but that's how these sessions work. Sometimes it's something that, hey, we've had this happen before. Here's what people have said, and here's what's amazing for you. That's going to be amazing for you. And then sometimes it's like, oh my gosh, let's brainstorm and just find something deep in our toolbox that we've tried that might be really beneficial for you. And so we're going to do what's best for you. It's not about us in this moment. It's not about teaching you and feeling great about the knowledge that we have. It's about us helping you, digging in. You get to dig into our toolbox and things that we've invested in learning, and you're going to have basically a pick at your tool, and we will teach you access to it.
It's all about you. Okay, so the second thing is we're gonna help you locate the blocks that are keeping you from moving forward at the speed that you want to move forward, from keeping you from the things that you want. So sometimes we have these little blocks that are just totally keeping us from where we want to go. But here's the thing: we're going to go just a step higher and just a little bit deeper, and we're going to locate some blocks that you might not even know were there. And these are the most powerful blocks to locate, because if we don't know something's there, then how can we know that it's really affecting us? So we're going to really get deep and just kind of figure out what those blocks are for you to get you moving at the speed that you want to go.
And I love this one because to me, I always think that I know everything. I go to my mentor with an agenda. I'm like, okay, see, I actually met with my mentor today, so this is funny. But I go and I'm like, okay, I want A, B, and C. This is what I'm working on. And she's like, all right. We work on those for a second, and then bam, out of nowhere, all of a sudden, realization, that's not even what I need to work on. There's actually one thing that will fix all three of these things that I was struggling with. And so sometimes it's not what you think. And so we're going to help you find those blocks.
And then, so once we have the session, you're going to walk away with a higher clarity of what your next step is. So we're not the kind of people who will teach you, and then you're like, fantastic, what do I do next? No, you're going to walk out knowing what your next step is.
Yeah, I love that. Actual things to go do.
Actual things to do. And we're also going to be proven tools to increase your success. And these are tools that we use on a daily basis. And when we say a daily basis, we mean we literally do this every day. It has totally helped us, just skyrocket to where we've been wanting to go. So, proven tools.
Proven tools.
Okay, so to get your success strategy session, these do normally go for $750 to sit down with us one-on-one and actually dive into us and let us dive into you and totally get you to where you want to go. However, if you send us a text to 801-875-5206 before 10 p.m. Mountain Standard Time, letting us know that you're in, and send us your name and the text saying, so with a text with saying, I'm in, and this is my name, and we will we'll gift you one of those at no charge. Our gift to you, because that just shows us that you're committed, you're wanting to move forward, and you want it now, and you're just so ready to start seeing results.
Yeah, and just remember, this is about you, not about us. And so in this session, all we ask is that you have a goal or 1 to 3 goals in mind that you want to work towards. And so just if you are interested in this and you think it would benefit you, text us and let us know, because we really would love to help you move forward. And the cool thing is we just give you 5 things to work on. So if you're like, well, I want them to teach me, pick the one that you're struggling with the most and be like, teach me how to get leads, because we do business mentoring and we do personal mentoring. And so I love it because our clients actually get a pick. When they come to a session, they can say, hey, work on my business plan, or they can say, hey, work on me. I got stuff going on. And so it's kind of cool because it can really, we're going to gear it towards you. And so somebody asked for the number again. And so really quick, the number is 801-875-5206, and you can also screenshot this picture, just so once we end here, that once we're done wrapping up, then you can totally still have access to that until 10 p.m.
Totally have access. And just remember, this is all about you. When we come into this session, everything is all about you. It's about what you need, what you want, and where you want to go, and we're just here to help.
We are here to help. So
it's our gift to you.
Yes, thank you guys for being on tonight.
Thank you so much for being on, and we just love it when people are on, because that shows us they're committed, know what they want, and we just love you for it.
All right, so I think that's good. Are you good? Is there anything else? All right, cool. So we're going to let you guys go. Thank you so much for being on and being committed, like we said, to the time, taking away from your family to help, investing in you and investing in us, teaching you. And we were so happy that we could do that. Yeah. Really loved sharing our message and kind of sharing what other people can do to help grow their businesses. And so it was fun to be with you guys tonight, and we just hope you all have an amazing night.
An amazing night, and we love you guys.
Okay, see ya.